take for this welterweight battle? Koscheck, 3 years the elder of Pierce. He's 2 inches taller. Koscheck will own a 2-inch reach advantage. Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee for this welterweight battle between Mike Pierce and Josh Koscheck.
Let's fight.
And here we go. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Koscheck in the white trunks, red and white trunks for Pierce, who looks for the takedown early.
Pierce right away goes for a single. And Pierce likes this kind of fight, Mike. Up against the cage, throwing short punches, dirty boxing, and imposing his physical strength on his opponents.
Pierce feels he's the more powerful of the 2 men in this type of battle. We certainly know both throw strikes with significant damage available to do. Koscheck really winds up with that right.
Pierce has great endurance as well, Mike. And one of the things that he said in the past is that he wished he had started off quicker in these earlier rounds because he's always so fresh in the 3rd round. And he really believes that 5-round main events are his future, and that's where he's really going to shine because he really outworks a lot of his opponents.
And the John Fitch fight, Joe, that we talked about is a perfect example of that. As that fight got later into the 3rd and final round, Pierce started to take control, but it was too little too late. We'd like to wear on the cardio of Josh Koscheck here early with Mike Pierce, but one thing about Koscheck is his conditioning has never been a question. He will need to work to take Pierce down.
He landed a good shot there. Pierce landed a good uppercut and a good right hand behind it, but Kosh ate him.
Watch out for the overhand right of Josh Koscheck. Pierce looking control with that jab. George St. Pierre damaged the orbital bone under the left eye of Josh Koscheck in that title fight that went the distance. And what guts and courage Koscheck showed, because that eye was damaged pretty much on the first jab of the night, Joe.
Yeah, he basically fought most of the fight with one eye.
Yep. Now, not surprisingly, Koscheck was a bit offended when Mike Pierce publicly said this is a fight that he wanted.
Mike Pierce is saying that Josh Koscheck is grabbing his shorts here.
Don't hold the shorts.
Koscheck with a nice knee. See if Koscheck looks to stick and move a little bit more and stay out of these grappling and clinch situations. Under 2 on the clock here in the 1st. Pierce with the double jab. Koscheck with the combination. Nice counter by Mike Pierce.
Right hand by Pierce caught Koscheck, and a right hand by Koscheck caught Pierce.
Pierce again with a right hand that connected. Koscheck swinging away.
One thing that Pierce has going for him, Mike, is his chin and his confidence and his ability to take a hard punch.
And he's thrown some, and another one there. Stiff jab. Josh Koscheck's in a fight, and he knows it. The one thing wrestlers do have for each other is a ton of respect. I mean, to succeed in that sport, as grueling a sport as any on the planet today, Pierce and Koscheck both wrestled at a very high level.
And there was a first kick by Koscheck. And I think that's something that Koscheck does a bit better than Mike Pierce. He's got great kicks, and I'd like to see him throw more of them, especially leg kicks.
Now, I wonder if he doesn't want to throw many because he's going to be put on his back. Perhaps, if he does.
Yeah, that's absolutely probably one of his concerns. Absolutely.
Absolutely, probably, maybe, and somewhat else.
Fishing for words.
Yeah, it has been precise before.
Measuring him with the left to look for the right. And then look at this. Pierce looking for that right leg, the left leg rather. Let's see if he can sweep the right leg out from under him.
And one thing, and you want to talk about a savvy veteran, as he was being pushed up against the fence, Koscheck looked up on the big screens to see how much time was left in that round. So no takedown there, a takedown attempt denied by Koscheck.
A very close round, and Koscheck knows this is a fight.
Hey, close one.
Koscheck, your combinations, okay? You're faster than that.
Okay? You got to be in and out. You got to keep that head moving. Let that right go, nice and straight. Okay.
Less time in the pocket. Okay. You got to be in and out. You got it, bud.
This round too.
Crawling's no good. In and out. You're faster than he is.
You got to use the speed. Got to use the reach.
He wants you to stay in the pocket. He wants you coming in.
Straight. All right. He's looking for the big counter hook. You got to be first. Get it going. All right. Get it in gear. That round's too close. Get me these two.
Yeah.
Get that feint going and get after him right away. You're hitting him in those exchanges. Keep your head moving. You're doing way better. You outscored him that round, but you got to go. Let's go.
Very interesting. Koscheck's corner wants him to move, utilize his reach, utilize distance. They don't want him standing in front of Mike Pierce and fighting those brawling fights that Mike Pierce excels in.
Well, and Pierce did a nice job in the clinch early in the round, and then utilizing his jab in the latter part of round one. Very close round one. Pierce only attempted 2 takedowns. He was unsuccessful both times.
Another right hand. Very nice timed right hand by Mike Pierce.
Mike Pierce has never been finished. He has not been knocked out. He is both of his setbacks, pardon me, in the UFC have been to Hendricks and Fitch. Fitch, of course, at AKA for years with Josh Koscheck.
Both very close fights.
Very close fights. Back to Johnny Hendricks was a split decision. Tito Ortiz with 26, Matt Hughes 25, Randy Couture 24, Chuck Liddell 23, BJ Penn 21, and Chris Lytle and Josh Koscheck with 20 UFC fights on their
Nice
resume.
combination by Pierce, the uppercut in the clinch and a right hand over the top.
Again, the key word, clinch. And that's where Pierce has been able to be effective, controlling Koscheck, and then on the break, scoring points. And the stiff jab again.
And he's hesitating a bit in these exchanges because he's been caught a couple of times now. We're seeing Josh Koscheck stiffen up in these exchanges.
Well, remember Matt Hughes caught him early with a jab right on that damaged left eye, and Josh even said, it took me a second to go, all right, I'm okay. And obviously he came back and finished Matt late in the round.
Again, solid jab by Pierce. Josh Koscheck is not liking this.
No, not at all. Not seen as much head movement as we've seen before from Koscheck.
I think he's a bit surprised by the striking of Pierce. And he's measuring him for the one big shot. Straightening out that left hand, looking for that one right hand bomb. And there it is.
And he has not looked for the takedown. There's that right hand. Cocked in the ready position, looking for a highlight reel knockout. Now bloodied up.
Wow.
Is
a lot
Mike
of blood
Pierce now.
instantly.
That must have been a grazing left hand. There's a right that connects for Koscheck.
It seems like it's in his hairline, so it's not a dangerous cut for him, but it's a lot of blood really quickly.
Just past the midway point, Joe, of this fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Knee attempt by Josh Koscheck, just slightly missed.
Somebody yelling, you're stronger than him. Pierce has thrown nearly 100 strikes in this fight so far, so he's been the busier on the feet as well as the man looking for the takedown.
It's work.
We've isolated it was actually a headbutt that caused the cut.
It's work.
An inadvertent headbutt. couple of right hands, dirty boxing by Pierce, and a good right hand by Koscheck.
Well, Pierce has always been a grinder. He was a grinder during his collegiate days at Portland State. He tries to burn his opponent's endurance so he can get takedowns and beatdowns in the later rounds, and that's what you alluded to earlier with the Fitch fight.
This is a warning. Watch those fingers.
Warning
for having an open hand poking. And what he's trying to do, he's not trying to poke, he's trying to measure.
Yes.
But he's doing it again. Even after he got warned, he's still doing it. See that?
Yep. He's just trying to measure to set up that big right hand is what he's trying to do. There's the first takedown attempt, and it's successful. Koscheck was able to fight off the singles by Mike Pierce earlier because he's a spectacular counter wrestler, and then he initiates the takedown and gets it here.
He's got Pierce all twisted up here, Mike. Very hard for Pierce to defend here.
Come on, work.
The way Josh is controlling his legs. You know, the referees tell him to work, but this is kind of a tricky position. No guy wants to give up the advantage here. And Pierce able to get back up to his feet. You know, that is a position where a fighter has to be patient. So I kind of disagree with telling him to work there.
Final seconds of round number 2. Very close fight through 10 minutes.
You gotta stop sticking those fingers out. You've been doing it all night. Watch the fingers.
Breathe in deep. Breathe in deep. Get your mouthpiece. Breathe in deep. Breathe in deep. That's it. Move your hand up. Breathe in deep. Hey, how you feeling? You got energy for me? You got to use it, man. You're winning in those exchanges, but you got to throw combos. Feint when you come up, give me 4 beats, and then change levels. When you shoot that takedown, don't shoot the
Let's take a look at what caused that cut. The accidental clash of heads. There you see it, and the blood starts right afterwards. He touches his head. And here is the takedown by Josh Koscheck.
Koscheck 1 for 1 in takedowns. Pierce 0 for 5.
Go out. Strike.
Third and final round.
And it's such a close round. That takedown could be really big.
Absolutely.
And even though nothing happened, and you know, Pierce got right up afterwards, Josh Koscheck still executed the only takedown of the fight so far.
Koscheck's always got that right hand in the ready position. But he really hasn't thrown it that often, Joe. He hasn't been able to set it up. He hasn't been able to find the distance.
Well, not only that, he's only measuring with the left hand. He's not firing off that jab.
That's a great point. I mean, if you're gonna put the hand out there, you might as well try to do some damage with it, right?
I mean, you don't see that in boxing. It's for a reason.
And you don't see that from George St. Pierre.
Exactly. George has a very stiff jab, a double jab as well. Takedown by Pierce.
Takedown number 1 of the fight for Pierce. Koscheck going to try to wall walk.
Koscheck is struggling, but Pierce may get his back. Nope, standing up. Koscheck with hand control, separates the hands. He's going to turn and face Pierce, and he does. Very nicely done by Koscheck.
Don't grab
but Koscheck is going to want to get that takedown back.
This work. This work. I'm going to break you. You need to work.
Our referee, Herb Dean.
This work.
Trying to get Koscheck and Pierce to push the pace here in the 3rd. The knee by Koscheck.
This work.
Nice elbow by Koscheck. Our main event tonight, Nick Diaz and Carlos Condit for the interim welterweight title.
Good uppercut underneath there. Good, nice right hand by Koscheck.
And why? Because he didn't stick out the left hand. He used the left hand to jab that time, John.
Good dirty boxing here by Pierce. This is Mike Pierce's kind of fight. This is what Josh Koscheck's corner did not want him engaging in. Nice knee to the body.
Uppercut. And they break.
Little swelling under the right eye of Pierce now. And that's from that stiff left.
Pierce has thrown over 100 strikes to the head. They've all been the hands, no kicks. Just past the midway point of the third and final round. Oh, nice lead left hook.
Takedown attempt by Koscheck.
Again,
good defense so far by Pierce here.
Yep.
Nice wide base. Hips up against the cage.
Koscheck looking for his second takedown of this fight.
Come on, let's run.
He was
Let's
successful on his only takedown attempt thus far tonight. Under 2
Let's work. I'll break
on
this.
the clock here in the third.
Dean very impatient with the fighters tonight, really pushing the action, you know? I mean, in a fight between two grapplers like this, they have to be patient in these situations.
Pierce doing a nice job of avoiding that takedown. He used the overhook and he used the cage to avoid being put on his back by Josh Koscheck.
Indeed.
Under 90 seconds now, Joe. Critical 90 seconds on the clock here.
Oh, that poke, man.
That's that open hand.
Open hand. He's warned him. He told him not to do it. We're going to go to the replay so we can get a good view of that, but no doubt about it, he was holding his hand out there over and over again in that round and in the previous rounds. Look at that. No doubt about it. That finger, his index finger went right into Mike Pierce's eye.
Do not stick your fingers out. Hands up. It's the last warning.
No doubt about it.
Ready?
And that is something that he was warned about many times.
And he was just warned by Herb Dean with the following phrase, last warning. Which means if it happens again, there'll be a point deducted.
Good jab by Pierce, who went low and then high.
Which would be critical in a fight so close as this. That's just Koscheck's way of getting the distance, Joe, as you said.
Well, it's not a good way.
No, I agree. And that's where you get success.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you lead with the jab, or you lead with the hook.
Well, you know what it is? Josh Koscheck has such a dynamic right hand. He has so much confidence in it that he just feels like all he has to do is just find the home for it.
Sometimes you got to foul off a few pitches to get the home run swing.
Of course, and you know what? The great boxers will always tell you never look for the knockout, just use technique and it will come.
Yes, great point.
Power double. He gets the takedown.
And that could be
critical.
Yes, very critical with now just seconds remaining in this battle.
Let's work.
Chuck Liddell in attendance tonight, watching Koscheck very closely. Of course, Chuck
Koscheck moved to the back.
Coaches on season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter.
That was a 10-second warning. Not much time left here. Oh, spinning elbow by Pierce.
They're going to fight to the finish. They go the distance. Mike Pierce and Josh Koscheck. It is now in the hands of the judges.
I'm sure a lot closer fight than Josh Koscheck would have liked. Especially considering coming into this fight, he felt that Mike Pierce had no business challenging him. This was a good fight.
Take a look at our fight replay.
Short punch there by Koscheck and some dirty boxing by Mike Pierce. Under and over. Nice jab by Pierce. And there's a nice takedown by Josh Koscheck. That was in the second round. There's a nice elbow by Koscheck. And another takedown by Koscheck. So the takedowns were 2-1 for Josh Koscheck.
Koscheck was 2 of 3.
And there's a spinning elbow after the last takedown by Pierce at the end of the fight.
And Pierce was 1 of 6 in takedown attempts. And with the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 29-28, Pierce. 29-28, Koscheck. And 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Josh Koscheck!
Josh Koscheck, the winner by split decision.
Josh Koscheck. Josh, congratulations on your victory. A very close fight. The difference seemed to be your ability to take him down. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, you know. You know, you guys boo me all the time, man. I'm the most hated guy in MMA. Guess what? Deal with it, man. Deal with it. I win. I find a way to win.
You did find a way to win, and this victory moves you one step closer to another shot at the title. Was this more difficult than you thought, this fight?
Yeah, Mike Pierce is a tough guy, man. I knew that coming into this fight. And, you know what? I had a great camp, and I'm looking forward. I love you guys.
Listen, Josh, it was a tough fight, but you did what you had to do. Congratulations. Josh Koscheck, ladies and gentlemen.